Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023. We're about to do a live, in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now, based on my current location in the state of New Mexico in the USA. This is a form of puja that was taught many years ago to myself and Raja Malloy, Mina's brother, and I'm very happy to be sharing it with more people. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and priestess and an AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has said the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with all of them. In doing this puja, we are connecting with those light beings and inviting their blessings and their higher consciousness to flow into us and into our world. To do the puja, I'm using the South Indian style layout of the chart, and each of the little 12 boxes is a zodiac sign. If you're unfamiliar with the layout of the South Indian style chart, there is a link to a tutorial video about that below the YouTube video in the Show More area. To do the puja, I have drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's on a side table here. It's laying flat. I have a container of water, a lit tea light, an incense stick, a bowl of fresh flower petals, a bell, and a raisin, which I'm going to use in doing the puja. Dr. Pillai has said the names of the planets and the stars is in and of itself a quantum sound or a mantra. And whether you're participating with me with the puja on your own or you're just listening to it, all of that is a kind of group prayer and something that takes all of us into a higher consciousness. So however you want to participate is fine. If you want to be listening to it and folding the laundry, or you're listening to it while you're driving, all of that is fine. I know some people are drawing the chart and using flower petals too, but any way that you participate is fine. We start the puja with the little container of water. I'm sprinkling some drops of water on all four sides of the blackboard chart to purify the space where I'm doing the puja, putting a few drops of water on top of my own head to symbolically purify me, and I'm sending a few drops of water out into space towards all of you so that you are all symbolically purified as well, whether you're listening to this live or later on a replay. Oh, I see someone, Marcio, asking in the chat, is this recorded or live? At the moment, this is live. On February 15th, right now, this is live. Later, it will be a replay for February 15th. Someone could listen to it later in the day. But right now, at this moment in time, it's being live. Every day I do it live, okay? And then the YouTube, keeps the replay up for people that want to listen to it later in the day in their area. Okay, good question. Now I'm going to start the puja with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles and also is a patron of astrology. I invoke Ganesha. Om Shring Gang. Om Shring Gang. Om Shring Gang. I ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja. I also ask him to remove obstacles in the lives of the participants. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of you in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of your life. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of you now and always. Om Drum Dattatreya Shiva Baba. Now we do a short Tamil chant asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank Saint Gnanasamudra for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now we start with honoring the time elements that are active in my local area. We start with honoring the planet that's ruling the day. Right now, for me, it's Wednesday, and for the Wednesday is ruled by Mercury. I'm going to put the flower petals on Mercury on the blackboard chart when I say Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now, we honor the star that the moon is in. At the moment, the moon is in a star called Jayesta. This is a star that can give energies for courage and leadership. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Jayestaye Namaha. Om Jayestaye Namaha. Om Jayestaye Namaha. Next, we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. At the moment in my area, it's the 10th waning moon, called Dasami in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Dasami Devye Namaha. Om Dasami Devye Namaha. Om Dasami Devye Namaha. Now we acknowledge the yoga. Oh, now we honor the planet that's ruling the hour. And in my local area, that's the moon. I put more flower petals on the moon for honoring him for ruling the hour. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we acknowledge the yoga and the karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these, we would not use flower petals. We would say their names in Sanskrit 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Harshana, which has energies that are joyous. Harshana, Harshana, Harshana. And the karana that's active right now is one called Vishti, which has energies that are inefficient. Vishti, Vishti, Vishti. Now we're going to start working with the chart itself. Dr. Pillai said for this part of the puja, we would always start with Whatever sign is the current ascendant sign, or the sign coming up on the eastern horizon in my local area. This is represented with the letters AC. Today, the ascendant in my area at this moment is in the sign of Kumbha, or Aquarius. He said we would start with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign as a gesture for its importance at the moment. The planet that rules Aquarius is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn on the blackboard chart. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now, starting in the ascendant, we're going to go around the chart in a clockwise direction, honoring the planets, the stars they're in, the archetypes that rule those stars, the planets that rule those stars, and the planets that rule the zodiac signs that have planets in them. Today in Aquarius, we have Sun and Saturn, and also Neptune. The Sun and Saturn are in the same star, so we will invoke both of those planets before we honor the star. I start with the Sun and put flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Next, we honor Saturn for being in Aquarius. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. The Sun and Saturn are both in a star called Dhanishta, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, music, good reputation. I put the flower petals across the Sun and Saturn. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. We ask for blessings from all 8 of them. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars on the blackboard chart. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Next, we honor Neptune for being in Aquarius. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhajapada. This is a star that can give blessings for enlightenment and charity and purification. I put the flower petals on top of Neptune. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhajapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhajapada star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter on the blackboard chart. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we've already honored Saturn because we started with him at the beginning for ruling Aquarius. So now we pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian of all the planets, the most humanitarian of all the zodiac signs, today containing the sun, which is our soul, and also a planet so important for our health and our self-esteem. And Saturn, planet of patience, structure, compassion. And Neptune, planet of intuition and helping us understand our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, going in a clockwise direction around the chart, the next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Venus and also Jupiter. Venus has just recently moved into Pisces. We start with honoring Venus. I put the flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in the star called Purva Bhadrapada. I put the flower petals on top of Venus. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, who can give blessings for deeper levels of silence, stillness, forgiveness. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor Jupiter for being in in Pisces. If you can hold questions till the end so that it doesn't distract my eyes while I'm doing the puja. It's hard for me to have the screen asking questions while I'm performing the puja. There is a question-answer period at the end. I appreciate your etiquette with that. Thank you. Now we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttara Bhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this is a star that can help us with business development. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by Ayurbundia, an archetype who can help to guard treasures and valuables. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Om Ayurbundiaye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Uttara Bhadrapada, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena, or Pisces, the most metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Venus, who is exalted here. Venus is a planet of beauty, love, devotion, happiness, and enjoyment of material plane comforts. And Meena also contains Jupiter, planet that helps with everything related to spirituality. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi, or sign with the planet in it, is is Misha, or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Uranus. Both of these planets are in the same star, so we will invoke both of the planets before we honor the star. I start with Rahu and put flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus for being in Aries. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in a star called Bharani, a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, or power, or energy. I put the flower petals across Rahu and Uranus. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype who can give blessings of justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Bharani star, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, or Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that helps us to think outside the box, and also a planet that helps us to make friends with new technologies. And Uranus, a planet that helps with success in life, higher intelligence, and astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi, or sign with the planet in it, is Vrishabha, or Taurus, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars. I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Rohini, a star that can give blessings of beauty, creativity, prosperity. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Om Rohinihe Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by Brahma, an archetype who helps with creation and creativity. He's also the husband of Saraswati, goddess of education and manifestation. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, an earth sign with very grounded energy. Today, containing Mars, planet that likes to take practical action to solve problems that can be solved. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in the star called Swati, a star that has a symbol of young shoots of plants blowing in the wind. Swati has some association with air and the wind and helps us with things like our breath, to be able to have breath to breathe. We honor the star Swati, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati's star is ruled by Vayu, the archetype who rules the wind and the air element. Vayu is also the father of Hanuman. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati's star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign that has energies for balance, fairness, and harmony, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Vrishika or Scorpio, which today contains the moon. We honor the moon. I put the flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Jayesta, which is a very large star. If you were to put Jayesta in our solar system, where the sun is, Jayesta would go out past the sun, past Mercury, past Venus, past the Earth, past Mars, and halfway out to Jupiter. It's a very large star, and it's a star that can give blessings for things like leadership, courage. We ask for blessings from this star. Om Jayastaye Namaha. Om Jayastaye Namaha. Om Jayastaye Namaha. Jayasta star is ruled by Indra, an archetype who can give blessings for courage and power. We honor Indra. Om Indraye Namaha. Oh, excuse me. Om Indraye Namaha. Om Indraye Namaha. Jayasta star is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Scorpio, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Scorpio, a sign that is the most occult of all of the zodiac signs, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto and Mercury. We honor Pluto. I put flower petals on him. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give blessings for long-lasting success. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now, we honor Mercury for being in Capricorn. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Mercury is in a star called Shravana, a star that can give blessings for money. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Om Shravanaye Namaha. Shravana star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and we reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that can give blessings for rationality and science, and Mercury, planet that helps with communication, business, and also our sense of humor. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard in the air, and I'm going to circle it around the chart in the air 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Next, I take a incense stick, a lit incense stick, to offer the air element and circle that above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Next, I take a bell to offer the element of sound. And now I take a raisin and I circle that above the chart 3 times in the air, representing the earth element. And later I will eat the raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Now I make prayer hands and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to bless all of us and send their positive energies into us. We also ask them to bless our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for about a minute, and then we can do a short Q&A period. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. peace, 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 peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all for joining us. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. Someone asked a question in the chat. Why does the Sagittarius symbol has no name? There is a symbol in all of the 12 little boxes for each of the zodiac signs. The symbol for the Sagittarius looks like a kind of like a little arrow. The Sanskrit name for Sagittarius is Danas, and the overall symbol for Sagittarius is a half man. The upper part of the body is a male body. When he's an archer, he has a bow and arrow in his hand. It's kind of pointed upward in a high direction towards the heavens, and then the body of a horse. So it's a kind of centaur. And traditionally, centaurs have a lot to do with education. In many traditions, in the Greek tradition, even in Harry Potter books, the centaurs are teachers out in the forest. So it has a symbol. All of the 12 zodiac signs have a symbol represented in the little box for that particular zodiac sign. Molly is saying in the chat, thank you, Swamini Valli. I have to present a victim statement in court today for a car accident, and I feel supported by the planetary energies for supporting courage and justice. Wishing you well with your court case. Wishing you well with your court case, Molly. Please keep us posted. And I'm sorry that you were in an accident. I hope you are recovered from that. We don't invoke the Sanskrit name of Sagittarius is Danas, but I'm not invoking mantras for the zodiac signs. I'm just saying their Sanskrit name, and I'm only saying the Sanskrit name for the planets, for the zodiac signs that actually have planets in them. Okay, that's okay, Mario. I'm sure your English is way better than my Portuguese. If you're in Brazil, I don't have any Portuguese at all. So thank you for making the effort with English. Thank you for that. All right. So you're in Brazil. I think Julia is in Ecuador. So our South American contingent is growing. And I know we have people in Asia and different states in North America, in USA. Lovely to have a global community participating in honoring the planets and the stars. Beautiful. All right. As you know, I don't like to keep you too long. I like to be respectful. But the big thing today is that Venus entered Pisces, and that's a sign where Venus is exalted. And that's you're in Peru. I'm sorry, you're in Peru, Julia. I'm sorry, someone else was in Ecuador that I had done a reading for recently. Julia is in Peru and Marcio is in Brazil. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Thank you for correcting me. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead today then and close out our live stream, and we will do another one tomorrow live on February 16th. So I send love to all of you as well. Love and blessings to all of you. Have a beautiful day or evening, and I'll see some of you again tomorrow. Namaste. The light in me truly honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all.